Good afternoon, Cool Cat families. Um, Wanted to talk to parents today because I have about 1,000 pieces of information to share with you. So thank you for watching. I thought I could explain things a little easier without giving you a list of things this long to have to read on Dojo to know what is going on. I hope you're well. I'm a mom too. I'm very overwhelmed right now with everything happening. Um, but take care of yourselves. This is unlike anything that any of us have ever experienced before, and it's going to be okay. I just want to clear some things up, make sure you're aware of what's happening, and help you not be so overwhelmed right now. So we will get started here. I want to go over the NTI work for the first couple of days and answer some questions that have come up a few times and make sure that you understand what to do. And then I'll get to all of the announcements and changes that I need to let you know about. So let's talk first about the NTI packet that went home. So this week's work, the first 5 days work, is coming from the packet that went home in December. You have days 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for this week. Some of those papers are Christmas themed or winter themed, and that's okay. We didn't want to have to change everything on everybody. The content that is there is still relevant to students. But this is what you're looking at for a single NTI day. So this is yesterday. This is NTI day 1, and this is your checklist. I highlighted a couple things here just that I wanted to point out. First of all, your student's name. Please make sure that your student's name is on every single page, whether they write it or you write it. It will help with the massive amounts of paper that we are going to see coming back one of these days. Whenever you look at it, you've got your reading and your writing assignments here. You have your math assignments, and then you have your fine arts assignments. So a typical reading and writing assignment is going to be similar each day. You're going to read a book of choice for 20 minutes, and that means your child should be practicing reading a book of choice. They can read more than one book if they would like, but they need to be doing the bulk of the reading. I sent home books in large Ziploc bags the other day because I wanted to make sure that kids would have books that are the types of books we teach with, where we teach them to decode words, books that are on their level. So you're going to see smaller handheld types of books. Some of them were printed, they were black and white. They come from a program called Reading A to Z, which is fabulous. And so your child should have plenty of books to be able to do this. But those are the types of books that I want them reading for this. Have them read the book to you. Have them read it again. Have them stop and talk about it. Have them look at different pages and pick out their sight words. It doesn't have to just be continuous reading, read it again, read it again, read it again. But about 20 minutes on that. Then they're going to complete the reading response page as the second part. And yesterday's looked like this. So you want to make sure that the title is up here, their name, as well as the title, and then pay attention to what the task is for that day. So yesterday it was tell me about your favorite part of the story. So whenever your child comes to write, the expectation is that they be able to write at least a sentence, and most kids are going to be able to do that. They should be able to do a lot of the spelling. We are not super concerned about words being spelled correctly unless they are sight words that the children have learned. And different kids are on different levels of sight words, so it just varies a little bit from child to child. But to answer that question, tell me about your favorite part of the story, I would have my child write, my favorite part is when Pete the cat steps in strawberries and it turns his shoes red. That would be a higher level type of sentence, and you could help your child as much as possible. Some ways to help them are to have them tell you what the sentence is going to say so you can jot it down and sort of remember it, and have them repeat it a couple of times. And if they forget when they're trying to figure out their spelling of words, remind them what they said. I do this in my small groups a lot. I dictate a sentence to the students in my group, and they have to repeat it to themselves over and over. It helps them build working memory, and they keep saying it, looking at what they've written, thinking about how to spell words until they get the whole sentence written. So you can kind of do it like that. If there are big words in there that they're wanting to use that are just way beyond their spelling skills or their letter sound skills, it's okay to go ahead and write it down. the word police is not going to come and get you. It's going to be okay. I just really want you to hold them accountable for the sight words that they've learned. Have them go back and make sure they started their sentence with a capital letter. And have them put finger spaces between their words whenever they are writing, and a period at the end, because most of these would be a statement. Here they're going to illustrate that favorite part. Have them put a little effort into it. Have them look at the page in the book that they're wanting to illustrate their favorite part from. Have them color it. They can label it. Have them use their reading and writing skills that they've been learning at school to do the best quality work that they can. After that, going back to the reading and writing, there's a box here to practice sight words. You received a sight word list, and it has the yellow list, blue list, red list, and green list. I honestly don't have the information at home with me to know what list each child is working on, but they can tell you. Just keep going over these words. There's 40 for the year, and we are getting close to the end of the school year. So have them keep on practicing as much as they can with being able to read and write these words. There is another paper in the NTI packet that looks like this. You can hold on to The Power of Sight Words, and it just shows a lot of different ways to practice your sight words. Use some of those ideas. Use your own ideas. I'll try to give you some more tips on a separate video, but these are just some ways to get them practicing their sight words to keep that in their memory while we're off of school. And that's only about 10 minutes right there. Lexia is optional. We want kids to be using Lexia, and I wrote in one of the messages yesterday, 20 minutes is enough for them. They don't need to be on Lexia all day long. Our goal at school is for them to get 60 minutes a week, so that's about 20 minutes a day of active working time. I firmly believe in limiting screen time, so limit it if you can, but about 20 minutes a day, if you have access to that right now, is a good thing. If you don't have access to Lexia right now, we'll talk about that in a minute. The next part of your checklist here is math, and you want to have your child complete whatever math sheet is in the packet. So yesterday it was this cute little reindeer paper comparing numbers. I highlighted on here to have them put their name again. And then the directions are to look at the two numbers, color the larger number on the ornament red, color the smaller number on the ornament green. So in each box they would look here, whichever number is larger would be red, which in this case would be the 13, and the smaller number is 11, so you would color it green. If for some reason you don't have this paper, I sent notebooks home with all of the kids. You could take a plain piece of notebook paper, give them the numbers 11 and 13, and have them circle the bigger number. Change it up just a little bit like that if you need to, if you don't have this actual physical paper to go from. There are ways to adapt this type of a paper and still get them to practice the same skill of identifying a smaller or larger number. So that's your math paper. The other thing from yesterday was to practice counting to 100. You have a hundreds chart. It's just black and white, but just simple. We use hundreds charts lots of times at school. We'll use them on the smart board. We have posters of them. We have pretty colored ones at school. But it starts with 1 up here, goes all the way to 100. You can have them practice counting by ones, have them practice counting by tens, going down this last column. You can have them practice counting by tens backwards. You can play games with them to count. Sometimes with the class, I'll say a number, then they say a number. I say 1, they say 2. I say 3, they say 4, and we'll go very far like that. We might start at 50. I say 50, they say 51. I say 52, they say 53, and we'll go on up to 70. So there's lots of ways to use the hundreds chart to practice. So that's just getting them to practice their counting skills so we don't get rusty on those. The third part of the math is symphony math, which is again optional. It is on a device. You again want to limit them to about 20 minutes a day is really all that they're going to need. You don't want them spending endless amounts of time on that. And again, if you don't have a device that uses that, we'll talk about it in just a minute. The last part of NTI work for day 1, which was yesterday, is your fine arts assignment. I want to make sure everybody understands that you are only having your child complete one fine arts assignment a day. So this chart here is in the NTI packet, and I circled this part right here because this is all you need to worry about for your kindergartners. These other columns are for 2nd and 3rd grade, 4th and 5th grade. They just sent the same form home with everyone. So yesterday for day 1, your child's assignment was to draw a favorite meal. Just take a blank piece of paper, You might draw a big circle for a plate, have them illustrate their favorite meal with all of the sides and a drink, have them label it, put their name on it, and that'll be the paper that they can bring back to school, or you can take a picture of it and send it to the teacher. Day 2, which is today, exercise 15 minutes. You're only doing the PE portion here. You can do anything to exercise. They can go run around the house or up and down the sidewalk. They can do jumping jacks and push-ups and sit-ups. They can do Go Noodle videos over and over for 15 minutes. Anything that's going to get their body moving and get their heart rate up is going to work for that. Take a quick picture of them, send it to Mr. Muniz, and that'll take care of that. Tomorrow, day 3, is going to be music. Music is done digitally. Miss London uses the Quaver music program. If you're not sure how to log on to that through the website, or your child doesn't know, you can contact her directly and she'll help get you set up with that. I'm not real familiar with it. My kids get on it themselves easily, so I don't think it's too difficult for them to use. Then whenever we get to the rest of the days on here, day 4 is going to be art again. They're drawing their favorite toy. Day 5 is going to be another PE, exercising 15 minutes. And NTI day 6 on here, which is more than what was in this packet going to day 6, is music again. So it's just going to be a rotation each day. They're only going to do the one fine arts class each day. And like I was saying, you can send pictures of your child completing those activities directly to those teachers, those fine arts teachers. I thought they had their emails on here, but they do not. You have Mrs. McAllister, who's the art teacher. You have Mr. Muniz, who is the physical education teacher. And you have Ms. London, who is the music teacher. If you go into messages on Class Dojo, you can scroll down where you're connected to the different teachers, and all of those teachers are connected to our class and your child. So you can message directly from there with pictures of those assignments. If you have trouble with doing that, you can send them to me and I can forward them on to those teachers. But if you can send it straight to them, that kind of keeps me from having to be the middleman, which is helpful. But I'm happy to help out if needed. So that's all you have to do for fine arts, just one of those each day. Hang on to this because you're going to need it for each of the first 5 days of NTI. Today for NTI day 2, similar kinds of activities. You've got the day 2 checklist, same kind of thing. You're having your child read a book. You have them do their reading response page. Today it was tell me about a character in the story. So any character who's in the story, they're going to write a simple sentence or two about that character. The character Pete the cat is a blue cat. He wears shoes that are different colors. Or any other observation that they make about that character. You just want them to have at least a sentence about it and a nice illustration to go along with it. Let's see here. Math. Your math page is gingerbread boys and girls. So missing numbers, each box you're just looking and picking out the missing number to write in the, I guess it's a cookie pan. So here you're missing the number that goes before 6 and 7, so they would need to write a 5. Over here you have 4, a missing number, and 6, so they want to find the number that goes between 4 and 6. So have them put in their missing numbers, name on the top to return. Again, you've got the Lexia and the Symphony math options on here, practicing sight words, counting, and then, of course, today was the PE lesson. So that's how the NTI work is working for these first 5 days. It's pretty similar for the next 5 days, which will be next week, days 6 to 11. So if you have any questions about those things, just let me know. I just wanted to kind of go through it, make sure that you were understanding exactly what steps to take. If you're not able to work with your child to get that day's work done during my office hours, you're fine. If it's something you have to do in the evening with them, that's okay. If it's something that another adult in their life needs to do with them, or an older brother or sister, that's okay too. If you just can't get to it on a single day, it's okay to put it off till the next day, or to use a Saturday or a Sunday to do it because maybe you got behind by a day or two. Do what works for your family, and it's going to be okay. Let's see here. I have lots of notes. The most important thing I just wanted to point out, of everything that you do with your child, reading with them, you reading to them, letting them hear what a fluent reader sounds like, and then having them read their own books, along with practicing their counting skills, are the single most important things that you can do with them right now. there's about a million other resources being passed around on Facebook and Twitter and being emailed out from everybody trying to help, because there are so many places that are offering free access to websites to help out during this time. It's overwhelming. There's so many coming at me. I'm not even sure what to recommend. So many I haven't seen before. There are some that are favorites that I'm going to look into passing on, but I have not wanted to throw lists and lists of things you can do for free and fun right now, because it's just overwhelming. So if you have questions about certain ones, someone asked about ABC Mouse yesterday, and I was able to locate the code to get access to that program. So if you see one and you're interested in it, I can look it up and try to find out. Sometimes Miss Candy will have the free access codes that we don't. So just let me know if there's one that you're really curious about, and I'll try to find out how you can get access to that program for free, rather than just overwhelming you with many, 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 many resources. Let's see here. Let's get on to announcements. Big things that you need to know about. I said make sure you bring a pen and pencil, because there's a lot to tell you that's going on right now. You've probably already heard that in Frankfort they have approved an additional 10 NTI days for days 11 to 20. We've been told to prepare for that, and so we are fully expecting that our NTI days and school closure is going to probably extend beyond spring break. I don't know how I feel about that. It's scary. It's overwhelming. We've never been in a situation like this, so we're all in the same boat together. But in preparing for that, the format of instruction could change a little bit. Instead of just having the pencil and paper packets to do, you're probably going to see me more. We've been advised to look at ways to instruct our kids on new content, which means you're probably going to see me not just reading a book, but having to find a way to teach your child from here in my daughter's bedroom. So having a device to be able to access online resources is vital right now. And I have already contacted several of you just from things that you've said, and asked if your child has access to Lexia and Symphony Math on a device other than a cell phone. If I haven't contacted you and all you have is a cell phone to be able to access these things, because you can't with a cell phone, you can't use Lexia and Symphony Math, let me know, because the district is right now trying to find a way to distribute Chromebooks to families that don't have a way to access the internet and get to these resources, with so many days starting to be ahead of us to be at home for school. So again, if you don't have a way to access these online resources, let me know today or first thing in the morning. I'm making a list of students to pass on to Mr. Reynolds as we are preparing for that, because anybody who's going to need one, they're looking at some days next week to distribute those Chromebooks for families that need them. When we get the rest of the NTI work ready, at least for days 11 to 20, which would be after spring break, they are looking at these times next week. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, which is March 25th, 26th, and 27th, Southside is going to be open in a very limited way between 11:30 and 1:30 those afternoons for you to drive by and pick up updated NTI work and possibly a Chromebook for your child. They have additional evening hours on Wednesday and Thursday only, which would be March 25th and 26th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. next week to pick up NTI work for days 11 to 20 and possibly a Chromebook if your family needs one. So be thinking about that. If you're going to be able to make it there, if there's a reason why you're not able to get to the school to pick these things up and you need them for your family, there's people who will deliver. So let me know. Let me know if you're going to be able to get there next week during those hours. Do you need a Chromebook for your child to be able to do their work? And we'll get you what you need. In addition to that, anyone who is needing Family Resource Center services, if you have worked with Ms. Van Meter before for any kind of reason, any needs that your family may have, she is available if you call the school. Anything that is needed, from needing food, to needing clothes, to needing to be able to pay bills. She's there to help you get through this. So again, her name is Abby Van Meter in Family Resource, or FRC. If you call the school's office, they can get you in touch with her if there's something that she can help you with. Picture orders. On Friday, our class group pictures were sent home in folders, homework folders, so I hope you checked those, because those who ordered received their picture order, but then you also received proofs for the individual pictures. If you sent a picture order to me in the envelope, they've been turned in. They asked us to turn those in. I think it was yesterday. They needed to pick all of those up. So those have been turned in. I honestly do not know who gave me one and who didn't at the moment. If you aren't sure and really need to know, if you call the front office and talk to Miss Brim, she could look that up for you most likely, because she has the paperwork on that right now. But if you are still wanting to order individual pictures, send me a message. I have a list of codes for each student. There will be no more mailed orders, but you can do an online order as long as you have the code. So if you want to order individual pictures, again, let me know. I can get you the code, and you can go online to Strawbridge Studios and order those pictures. Yearbooks. Yearbook orders, we just started taking those, I believe, last week. We had received information that the sales were going to be extended into April a couple of weeks. Now we don't know how far it's going to be extended, but there will definitely still be an opportunity for you to get a yearbook. Some way, somehow, the yearbooks will be on sale. That's not coming to a close just yet. We're just not sure when we'll be back to school to take those orders, but you will still have an opportunity to order yearbooks. Just stay tuned on that one. If by some miracle we're able to go back to school after spring break, then I believe it's the first week or two after that they'll still be taking those orders. Report cards. Finish those today. That's been I've been working on those for 2 days during this time, trying to get report cards done because they had to be in today. They're finished for term 3, but since we are not going to be there, they are preparing to mail those out on Friday, meaning they will go out in the mail on Friday. They still have to be printed, put together, put into envelopes, and then they will be mailed to you. With having the option to pick up work next week, I don't know if that will change. What I'm hearing is they will be mailed. So we're going to plan on that unless I hear differently. In addition to that, lunch. I know I mentioned yesterday I posted that I went and picked up lunch with my girls. I did it again today. Kids eat free. Any Woodford County child can eat free lunch every day of this closure from any of the schools. The exception to that is on actual spring break. Lunch will be served only at Simmons Elementary. It will still be a drive-through format. You go with your child, they give you a free lunch for your child. Parents who want to eat, it's $3. With the state of things, Kroger limiting hours, food is something that we're all having to think about a little more seriously than we used to. So for me, as soon as I close my office hours, I'm jumping in the car, I'm taking my girls, I'm getting them free lunch because I don't have time to cook lunch for them. So if you're in the same boat, it's for everyone. It's for everyone that has a child in the county. Go get free lunch. It's great. They love it. They get everything that they get in a normal lunch. So they were excited to get their quesadillas today. Right now, I think I covered everything for now. Let me know if you have questions about any of the things I've talked about today. I know there's going to be more updates to come, and I know you will have more questions, and I know things will probably change as we prepare this next group of NTI days work for you, but hang in there. You're doing a great job. It's strange for me to be kind of teaching in this format. It's different for sure, but we're all going to be okay. I miss your children terribly. I'm absolutely heartbroken that we're in this. You think outside of the situation, oh, an extra 2 days of spring break, how bad could it be? It hurts. This hurts. In doing report cards, to see the growth in your children and to see where they are right now in the spring, they're all just light bulbs are going off. They're all getting it. They're all making enormous strides, and I'm so proud of them. And to think that I'm not going to see them for several weeks is very hard to swallow. So I just want to do everything that I can to make sure that they are maintaining their skills, that they are continuing to practice, and that they're going to be ready for first grade. So please, please, please reach out with any questions or concerns that you have. Let me know any way that I can possibly help you. The big thing right now is think about your family situation and access that you have to technology. If you don't have a way for your child to get online, let me know as soon as possible so that we can try to get you all a Chromebook next week to continue learning online. But I appreciate everything that you're doing. I'm going to work on doing my read aloud here in a few minutes for tonight as my bedtime story. That was fun last night. Different, but it was fun, and I heard that lots of kiddos liked that, so I'm definitely going to keep doing that for them. I have stuff spread out everywhere, so I'm just making sure I covered everything that I needed to cover. I will let you get back to your family, and I'll be back online in about half an hour if you think of anything. So take care of yourselves. Love you, cool cats. Bye-bye.